Um, talk a little bit today about developing the qua as it pertains to the routing series. So again, everybody here has been with me here for a while. Again, everything that we do, there's refinement. Everything that we do, there's more to it than what you're currently doing. Swinging a bat, hitting a ball. You may hit the ball, you may swing the bat, but it's an art to everything that when there's a particular action is how you can refine and get deeper into it. Rotational routing is no different. Uh, you learn it, you're not sure how to do it, and then you hear all the details and the instructions, and you become more familiar to it. And then over the course of time, as you do it longer and longer, then you start to unravel a lot of the more intangible, uh, not too obvious details. Okay. And today we're going to talk about one of them. That's the development of the qua. So, as a illustration to talk about how you develop a qua, it's like, and this is just to illustrate, like lifting a dumbbell. Okay, so you have a 5-10 pound dumbbell, or maybe a little heavier. Every time you lift it up, your bicep gets stronger, your shoulder gets stronger. The same thing happens to the quad. Each time that you do the rotational routing, when you go back during the circle motion and you return, the quad here, you feel it like a bicep. It's getting stronger. Now, of course, we're not talking about stronger in physical strength. We're getting stronger means that you feel the qua in the action. You feel the qua also connected to the ground. It's like this line energy. Why is that important? Because when you're doing solo training and when you're doing two-person training, it's going to play an active role because of the awareness, the real-time experience that you have connected to the qua. And as a result, every time you go around, and how do you develop this qua? There are different criteria that's needed to do it correctly. First and foremost, you need to be in proper alignment. If your alignment is off, meaning that you have leaking energy and the knees are not in proper alignment, the hips and the shoulders are not properly lined up because of song, then the quad have less. You don't have as much. You still get some, but we want to get the maximum quality as we develop over time. And to help develop your alignment, you need the song. The song is the act of releasing. That's when your structure becomes the hanger and your body becomes the clothes. It just hangs onto the hanger. That's what you're doing when you're doing rotational routing. Every time you go around, you start to feel more and more of the structure, the internal structure. And the clothes that hangs on the hanger, it becomes part of this unit called the internal structure, and it follows what the internal structure does. Okay, so you need the proper alignment, you need the song, and then once you have more song, now the bottle energy that potentially gets stuck in the back, now it could release. Once that happens, the qua becomes more, you start to feel the energy of the qua. And that feeling of the energy of the qua is not only control, it's very powerful. Of course, we're not doing it for martial application and how we teach it at Arm Bridge Tai Chi, but when they talk about the power of the waist, it's really the power of the qua. Because the qua is what's going to connect you into the ground that allows for the power of the waist. Now, for us in the practice of arm bridge Tai Chi, it's the rolling 8 ball now that not only has control and power, it allows to navigate the whole unit. So when I say the arms are just an extension of the rolling 8 ball, that's what it really represents. That's how you have without arms and without feet. Now, without arms doesn't mean that it's not doing anything. What it means is that now you're one unit. You're moving as one unit. There's no separation. And this helps to prevent injury. You play any sports, you do any type of physical culture endeavor. If you're tense, that's how you get hurt. If you're off alignment, the energy doesn't know where to go. Now you're more predisposed to injuries. But when you're in proper alignment, you have song. Now it comes from the ground that allows for the 8 ball. And now the quad, it knows how to move as one unit. Okay, that's what happens. So rotational rooting will absolutely do that. And because of proper energy alignment, P, because of song, everything releasing, you have the internal structure, the quad will develop. Whether you're doing quad agility, rooting, ankle rooting, okay, you're developing the quad. And once that happens, your arms become more free. And the freeing of the arms is extremely important. Much of the leaking energy actually happens from the arms because they have independent action of its own. Knowing it is important, but applying it in real-time practice, now it becomes an experience. And as a result, being an experience, you know how to apply it when you're doing the solo training and also to verify it during the two-person drills. And that'll change how you experience IST. And this quad training, it takes time. Don't rush it. Being mindful of it is important, and planting the seed. And each practice that you do, you start to water it more and more and more and more. And before you know it, you'll feel it. It's an energy that cultivates through the practice. Okay, so that's the development of the quad. And we'll talk more about that. The reason why is that as you practice longer in this IST journey, when I talk about it, your connection to it and what it represents will become more and more. And every time I talk about it in the future, then your understanding becomes deeper. Okay? So just like yesterday, I mentioned to Dana about not moving the head. Today, I didn't see her do it because over time, you start to capture more and more of the vocabulary, the meaning, the essence. So when I say something and give you a correction, you'll capture it. It's not because you capture it faster, it's because of your development of IST. And it's the same thing for me. When I go back to meet with Sifu Chen and he tells me something, it's not like, well, what did you say? 再说一次,再说一次. You can capture it because of your development already. You're into the journey. And when he tells you something of important instruction, your connection to what he's saying, you'll get it more so as if you were starting in the beginning. And then that's just how it works out. And so that's on the development of the quad. Do the rooting series. They all do that. And it plays a pivotal role in how the rolling 8 ball becomes actually the commander. Okay, so that's on development of the quad. And of course, we'll come back to that in the future. Um,